Hi, I'm Jeanne Gang. I'm really excited to be considered for the California College of Arts' new unified campus, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the way that we work here and get to know you that way. First of all, I understand that the project is really about creating this 21st century space for learning, teaching, and making. And that is something that I'm really excited about in terms of our own practice. We're really an office that learns by experimentation, iteration, and working with material. We're really interested in the qualities that materials have. So for a structure, if it's concrete or if it's steel or if it's wood, each one of those materials has different qualities. So I think our process is layered with lots of research and trying to get to the core of what is needed. And what's really interesting, I think, about the program with CCA is really embracing both traditional forms of making and new digital forms of making. And I think that is essentially what 21st century making is all about. It's like using things from the past that make us think differently and combining that with new opportunities and new tools from today and for the future. In this campus in particular, it seems the outside spaces will be as critical as the inside spaces. So it's about the relationship between the different buildings and what kind of synergies they can have, what kind of energy they can produce between them. We've worked on campuses before and looking at how to create social, vibrant spaces where people can intersect and exchange knowledge. And we found that one way to do that, like we have done at the University of Chicago, was to find places where students go for an amenity, whether it is a cafe, whether it's a special learning space, and make those connections around those spaces that draw students in. We also did that at the Arch Center for Social Justice Leadership. For that project, there really wasn't any precedent, so we looked at meeting houses all around the globe. And we found that we could make spaces where people sat around a circle and faced each other. We could make smaller spaces that allowed those conversations to happen. We worked with Columbia College Chicago Media Production Center, and there we discovered through working with them, one of the most important places that students could overlap was at the place where they check out their equipment. Typically, we had seen that space put back by the loading dock, but what we did in the Media Production Center was bring it right into the heart of the space, and that's where students run into each other and meet, and that was the key amenity that made it work. Every project we think of it as unique, so we're trying to help the organization achieve who they want to become, and we've been lucky enough to have clients that really want to achieve very high degree of sustainability in their buildings. Well, we did the first Living Building Challenge project in Chicago for the Natural Resource Defense Council. So using this really very difficult criteria of what goes into the materials and what is banned from the materials, we were able to achieve the first Living Building Challenge accreditation for that type of projects in the whole world. So as the bar is set higher and higher, it's getting really exciting because it's starting to impact how buildings take shape. For example, in this project, this is the Academy for Global Citizenship. It's a school for kids in Chicago where almost all of the food that is consumed inside the school is going to be produced on site. But one of the things they want to do is make a energy positive building. And so as we started to really look at what we could harvest, we found that we needed about 40,000 square feet of PV, which is about this much material based on this model. So as we started to adjust our concept, we found that the whole roofscape became about harvesting solar energy, and it changed quite a lot. The form, although we still kept the courtyard idea, it does have an impact on how you design. And I'm excited to meet the challenge, and our whole team is excited to meet the challenge about doing an energy positive building for CCA. We've taken projects from the very beginning all the way through construction, including things that you wouldn't normally expect in the process, like fundraising or community design charrettes, things like that that are important to each project we bring into the process. We're super excited about working together with CCA to figure out how to make this next united campus and make it adaptable for 21st century art making. We're excited to work together with you and the rest of the team to achieve the project.